Picture this. Picture this. It's still completely dark outside. Before the stock market's even open, before those first office meetings kick off, and long before school bells start ringing, a silent, daily battle is kicking off all across America. You know the scene. Millions of caffeine-deprived morning zombies pulling up to glowing drive-thru windows while the rest of the world is literally still fast asleep. It's kind of quiet, right? A bit eerie, this pre-dawn routine. But it's actually the front line of a massive corporate conflict. Welcome to our explainer on the most fiercely contested meal of the day, where we're going to explain exactly how fast food giants battle to control your morning consumer routines. Okay, let's dive into this. Tomorrow morning, when you're bleary-eyed and just trying to wake up, you're probably going to ask yourself, where should I get breakfast? It seems like such a simple, innocent question, doesn't it? Just a fleeting thought as you're grabbing your car keys. But I want you to really think about your own morning choice for a second here, because that seemingly tiny decision, it's actually the spark of a massive, cutthroat conflict happening right under our noses. See, there are two completely different ways to look at this transaction. To us, the customer, pulling up to that drive-thru is just a routine decision. We just want our food, we need our caffeine, and we want to get on with our day. But the corporate view? Oh, to fast food giants, this is a multi-billion-dollar war. Because these companies have realized that breakfast isn't just another meal on the menu. It is, without a doubt, the single most powerful habit in the entire restaurant business. Think about it like this. If a fast food chain wins your lunch order, well, they might see you once a week. If they win your dinner order, maybe they get you twice a week. But if they can win your breakfast, they can own your routine 5, maybe even 7 days every single week. Because of that daily loyalty, a single morning customer can be worth thousands of dollars to a brand over their lifetime. To put that into perspective, you aren't just buying a $3 sandwich, you're locking in a long-term behavior.
Lunch and dinner visits, they're just unpredictable. But executives eventually discovered that breakfast is an absolute gold mine. Morning customers visit more often, and they spend their money incredibly consistently. Even better for the companies, breakfast products are highly profitable. Think about coffee. It sells for several dollars, but costs literally pennies to make. Sandwiches require fewer ingredients than premium burgers, operations are way simpler, and the prep is so much faster. High frequency plus high profit margins, it was the perfect storm.
Section 1, the reigning champion. You just can't talk about this goldmine without talking about the reigning champion. Long before competitors even grasped the potential of the morning rush, McDonald's was busy building a kingdom. The invention of the Egg McMuffin wasn't just a new menu item, it was a historic turning point. It completely transformed fast food history because, honestly, for the first time it gave people a really compelling reason to visit a burger joint before work. Traffic surged, revenue climbed, and once they had their foot in the door, McDonald's expanded their empire aggressively. We're talking hash browns, hotcakes, breakfast burritos, those sweet and savory McGriddles, and a massive push into premium coffee drinks. By the time their rivals decided to enter the market in a serious way, millions of customers had already built their entire mornings around the golden arches. So, the crucial point is, McDonald's isn't actually just selling food. They're selling the psychological certainty of a routine. When you're rushing to work, you want to know exactly what your meal is going to taste like and exactly how long it's going to take to get it. That consistency creates a routine. And in the business world, a deeply ingrained routine is incredibly hard for any rival to steal.
Section 2, the challengers.
But in a multi-billion-dollar market, no king sits on the throne unchallenged forever, right? Eventually, challengers emerged to break McDonald's grip on the morning, splitting into two distinct factions. First up was Wendy's massive high-quality invasion. Now, Wendy's had actually tried and failed at breakfast before. They learned the hard way that changing human behavior is arguably marketing's absolute hardest task. But as consumers started demanding higher quality ingredients and better coffee, Wendy's saw an opening and took an immense financial risk. This wasn't just some casual menu update. They had to train thousands of employees, completely upgrade their restaurant equipment, adapt their massive supply chains, and basically explode their marketing budgets. They knew failure would be incredibly expensive. But success could transform the entire company. While Wendy's tried to beat the champion at their own game with premium quality, Taco Bell, the second major faction here, took a radically different approach. They completely refused to follow the rules set by the Golden Arches, and instead, they asked a brilliant foundational question. Why does breakfast have to look like breakfast? Why do customers have to choose between muffins, biscuits, and pancakes just because McDonald's said so? Instead of copying, they disrupted. They introduced breakfast burritos, breakfast tacos, and those famous breakfast crunch wraps. These were highly portable meals designed specifically for people who eat with one hand on the steering wheel while rushing to work. It was a genius strategy, really, because they weren't trying to steal McDonald's customers and fight decades of habit. Instead, they bypassed the wall entirely by creating new customers with a brand new category of portable breakfast. Section 3. The Secret Weapon. As this war raged on, with new sandwiches and crunch wraps flying out of drive-thru windows, these fast food companies discovered a very uncomfortable truth. The morning battle isn't actually about the food at all, and this brilliantly illustrates a massive coffee arms race. See, coffee customers are the most valuable asset you can have. They visit every single day, they buy food alongside their drinks, and they are fiercely loyal. So an escalating weapons race began. We saw the introduction of better beans, highly advanced espresso machines, cold brew on tap, and complex specialty beverages. These morning drinks became strategic weapons to win over the most valuable demographic in the fast food space. It all comes down to a very simple but incredibly powerful strategic logic: the chain reaction. Think of it like dominoes. If a brand can win your coffee order, they inevitably win your daily traffic. If they win your traffic, your breakfast food sales get dragged right along with it. And once they win your breakfast, well, they've won your habit. Coffee is the heavy anchor that holds your entire daily routine in place. Section 4. The Mind Battlefield. When we look at the macroeconomics, the billions of dollars, and the sweeping corporate strategies, it's super easy to lose sight of where this war actually takes place. It's not fought in test kitchens or corporate boardrooms. This fast food war is fought directly inside the customer's mind. Now, what's really interesting about this is how overwhelmingly difficult it is to break these morning habits, because humans fundamentally protect their routines. Going to the exact same drive-thru every day reduces the decisions we have to make, which means less mental fatigue before work. It reduces stress because our mornings remain perfectly predictable. And above all, it saves time for a faster commute. To get you to turn your steering wheel into a completely different parking lot, a company has to overcome all of that built-in human psychology. They aren't just fighting for today's sale, they are literally fighting to own your tomorrow. Controlling just a few minutes of your day generates billions of dollars in corporate value. It's why menus will keep evolving, marketing budgets will keep exploding, and the arms race for your loyalty will absolutely never really end. So as we wrap up this explainer, I want to leave you with this one thought. When that sun comes up tomorrow morning and you grab your keys to start your routine, whose billion-dollar battle will you fund? Because in the breakfast business, every single sunrise starts a brand